From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Happy Monday afternoon to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger, and we're still going to see over the next several days some of that patchy valley fog, dense at times, I think possibly for parts of Glenn and Butte counties, and of course the mountain valleys, Trinity, Del Norte, Humboldt, Western Siskiyou, typical places that have seen the fog in the morning hours. We'll see that again over the next few mornings. Now, temperatures this week not as warm as last week, but we still have high pressure in place. It'll just be weaker, and it will still allow some clouds to move in, but we should remain dry and keep those temperatures most likely even above average, despite the fact that temperatures are dropping a bit. Next chance for rain, end of the month, still a big question mark. We're going to talk about that a little bit more detail here in just a second. But first, here's what we expect for the rest of the day today. Gorgeous, spring-like day, right? We're talking mid to upper 60s, even some low 70s in the valley, 50s and 60s for the higher elevations and for the coast. Gorgeous, right? Now, we're still going to see that potential for that fog. Now, most of the fog during the last week or so has been Sacramento southward, where we've seen most of that dense fog. It's stayed persistent in some cases, cleared out by midday. Some of that has tried to work its way into Glenn and Butte counties, and that could be the case here over the next few days. Bottom line, patchy fog for the valley, but certainly not to the same extent and density as we're seeing down to the Sacramento region southward. So if you look closely, you'll see, first of all, a ridge of high pressure, clouds moving up and over into Canada. But in the meantime, you'll see the clouds, the spin, the counterclockwise spin, that it looks to undercut the ridge. That is, break through the ridge and bring us clouds, slightly cooler temperatures, but any rain chances will most likely be over central and southern California. See that low? You see how it develops just to our south? That's where you have a slight chance for some light showers. It doesn't look to be significant for central southern California. All it's going to do for us, though, is just kind of pump in some clouds from the south, especially for Wednesday and even into Thursday. High pressure settles back in, though, it looks like for your weekend. But then going into early next week, we start to see that transition. Now, where that jet stream ends up will really depend on who sees rain and who doesn't. That ridge may break down some of the storm systems approaching from the Pacific, but that's just one of those things where we're just going to have to keep watching it closely, because we have seen signs of wet weather. Then the same forecast model flip-flops and says it's going to be dry, flip-flopping back to wet. So we've been seeing a lot of inconsistencies of that chance for wet weather for the end of the month. And let me show you just one of the several forecast models we look at. This is the GFS, the American Forecast Model. First and foremost, there's mid to late this week. You see that low pressure system to our south. Main impact will be clouds, no rain for us. High pressure settles back in over the weekend for Saturday and Sunday. Now you'll notice the activity developing in the central and western Pacific. That's going to work its way toward us. If the high pressure holds on strong enough, that may break apart the storm systems, and really the best chances for rain would be along the coast, and then everybody else most likely not seeing much, if anything. So we're going to have to watch this closely. And number two, these are fairly warm storm systems. So if they should hold on to their strength and move through us, we're talking high snow levels, and that won't do much for our overall snowpack. So for today, as mentioned, it's going to be a gorgeous day, 65 to 70 on average for the valley, 50s and 60s for the higher elevations, and for the coast, mid to upper 50s. Tonight, about 40, give or take, for the valley, teens and 20s, especially to the north and east, otherwise in the 30s for the west, western mountains, that is. And then for the coast, you're looking at low to mid 40s for your overnight lows. Here's your 7-day forecast for the valley. Not much change, is there? After today, we're going to average out in the low to mid 60s for the next 7 to 8 days. We take a look at the coast, some clouds, but still staying dry. Some models maybe want to bring in a little bit of shower. We've also seen some drizzle along the coast, but overall it looks to be fairly dry. And that's the case for Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains, keeping it dry with temperatures still above normal through the rest of this week and even into this upcoming weekend. That's your afternoon update. I'll be back again at 6 o'clock this evening with the latest forecast and your deep dive forecast That's all coming up later. Have yourselves a great afternoon.
Barr & Mudford is a top, established firm here in the North State. Founded over a half-century ago, Barr & Mudford is protecting the rights of our neighbors and community. We take our commitment to our clients very seriously and provide a level of excellence unrivaled in the North State. Barr & Mudford, standing up for the rights of our neighbors and our beautiful community, serving Northern California with excellence.